Tulsi, I want to play some tape here. Kamala Harris is on a bizarre media blitz. It's not going well for her. Kamala Harris is obviously not seeing the voter registration or the internal polling that she likes. Otherwise, she would have no reason to be doing this sort of media circuit. I want you to react to this. This is a very important tape here where Kamala Harris says that Donald Trump would terminate the Constitution of the United States. Play cut 52.
People are saying this could be the closest election in a century.
Yeah.
I personally cannot understand why anyone would vote for him. A lot of it is, I think, he's getting bad information. People are getting bad information from other channels. Mm-hmm. But do you have an explanation for this at all?
Well, let me just add to your list. I mean,
we don't listen. It's only an hour's show.
Exactly how much time do you have?
Quite impeached.
Including, he has said he would terminate the Constitution of the United States.
Yeah.
Tulsi, your reaction to the women of The View.
Actions. Let's look at actions. Kamala Harris, Hillary Clinton, John Kerry, Joe Biden, Tim Walz. These are all people who, in different words, have said very recently that the First Amendment of the Bill of Rights, our constitutional right to free speech, is an impediment or an obstacle to their ability to gain total control or to, quote unquote, govern or build consensus. They don't want us to be able to exercise our right to free speech on social media. They want Elon Musk and Zuckerberg and all these people to clamp down on our right to free speech because it gets in the way of their goal, which is total control. It is such a joke to hear Kamala Harris say what she said, because not only now, but over these last 4 years and beyond, she has shown time and time again that she holds no regard in the Constitution, and she rejects it through her actions, her words, and her policies. She rejects our right to free speech. No matter how much she talks about apparently this Glock that she owns and she's shot at a range at some point in time, she wants to take away our Second Amendment rights, our rights to protect ourselves and our loved ones. She doesn't believe in the freedom of religion and the article in the Constitution that says there shall be no religious test, as she voted against some of President Trump's judicial nominees for the sole reason of them being practicing observant Catholics. There are so many examples. She wants to talk about a list. There's a whole list of things about how she is directly undermining our Constitution and how it is getting in the way of her greed and ambition for power. Actions speak louder than words.
That is so smart, Tulsi. Thank you for mentioning that. I actually just messaged my team in the chat. We need to bring that back to the surface, that Kamala Harris voted against nominees because they were Catholic. That is so powerful and so smart. So I want to play cut 45 here because it's about foreign policy, something near and dear to your heart. And I know we're going to be together in Tucson next week doing an event. I'm really excited about that, Tulsi. I'm sure this will be a big topic. This is Kamala Harris speaking about Ukraine. Play cut 45.
No.
Boy, she's making Dick Cheney blush. Tulsi, 1 minute, please summarize that, your reaction.
Kamala Harris was in Europe a few days before Putin invaded Ukraine, speaking very clearly and loudly about how Ukraine should become a member of NATO. This was one of the main instigators crossing this red line that Russia, during Putin's reign and before him, has been the red line. And for any objective-minded person, you can understand why they wouldn't want NATO missiles sitting in Ukraine, the country that shares the biggest border with Russia more than anyone else. Kamala Harris has put us, the American people, in this position where we are closer to the brink of World War III and nuclear war than we ever have been before. We are staring down the barrel of nuclear Armageddon because of Kamala Harris and Joe Biden. She's now hedging and hawing, well, maybe this or that or whatever. We are already here. She and Joe Biden, Secretary Austin, and Tony Blinken have all said that they want Ukraine to be a part of NATO, which directly imperils our safety and security. So whether you're following this whole situation closely or not, that's really all you need to know. Their decisions have put us at greater risk.